kind of to bring us into the AFC East, I I have the Dolphins actually winning that game in Week 17, and I think that is why I have them
Mm.
at the 7 seed over Tennessee. Uh, and so
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
have 3 teams from this division making the playoffs. I have the Bills, Patriots, and the Dolphins. The Bills are my number 4 seed.
Interesting.
The Patriots are the 5, and the Dolphins are the 7. Uh, and so it's I know I'm probably a little biased being a Patriots fan, but I really think this is probably the most competitive division in football right now. Because
Oh, 100% yes. I mean, even with all the changes that the Jets have made,
yeah,
it's still not. I mean, it should be a victory because I had the Jets
I
going
do
0 and
too.
6 in the division, and Buffalo, yeah, and
Yep,
Buffalo and New
same
England going
here.
5-1. But but that still being said, though, I don't think that those games are going to be a pushover like they
No,
were
no,
last
no.
year. You know, I,
Yeah, no, and I
they're going
think
to be
all
fun
the
to watch.
teams have improved. I know we were a little bit critical of Buffalo's draft, more so than others, but that was only because they have so much talent already that they were just kind of building depth
Yeah,
at certain key positions,
yeah,
and so I have Buffalo going at 13-4, getting the 4 seed and taking the AFC East for the second year in a row, and I have New England at 12-5,
hmm,
getting the 5 seed. They lost a few key games. They do have to play the Browns, the Buccaneers, the Bills twice, and the Titans. Week 12 against the Titans is kind of a coin flip, and then they also have to play the Colts week 15, and both teams have a bye week that week, and so those 2 games I think are going to be very very important for New England if they want to compete for a wild card spot. Because if they lose either of those games, I think they could be out of a wild card potentially. So
yeah, yeah. No, it's gonna be tough. They for not making the playoffs, they actually have a fairly tough schedule. I know they're playing the NFC South, and I
yeah,
think that's going to be a couple of tough games. I'm looking forward to Brady
yeah,
reuniting in New England in Week 4. That's going to be probably one of the you could argue one of the most watched regular
I
season
have both teams
games
going into that
ever.
game at 3-0,
Um,
and I mean I'm excited for that one. I think that'll be a very very good game. So
yeah, I actually do as well.
Tampa Bay.
Who do you have winning?
I I don't
Yeah, me too. Who do you have winning?
week 11.
Week 11.
Oh, the Patriots.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
okay. I'm biased then too.
I think with the loss of Julio Jones, the Patriots are really good at covering tight ends. Jawan Williams will be in his 3rd year, and that was kind of he was a specialist last year, and so I think he'll
Yeah,
be able to neutralize Kyle Pitts a little bit. And Stephon Gilmore will do a decent job on Calvin Ridley, or J.C. Jackson will. They'll probably
Cal.
kind of tag team it a little.
Yeah,
But I just think that New England defense will be too good,
yeah.
and I think they'll get a decent amount of pressure on Matt Ryan. So
That's fair. Yeah. No, I just
yeah,
couldn't.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
couldn't
I
put the
mean,
Patriots in
that'll be a
it.
big
So,
game for the Tracy Take
but
family. I think we're gonna try and go to that at some point.
we're gonna try and go to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe we'll get box suites.
yeah.
Not
It
really.
depends on how many
I think that's possible.
ad
But
sponsorships
I,
we
I
get
think
by
you're.
then.
We'll need a lot. Let's put it that way. So we need your help. Um, but no, to kind of wrap it up, I do have Buffalo winning the division as well. I have them going 14-3. New England, I have them also making it a 12-5. This is where we differed a little bit. I have Miami actually going 8-9, and that's where because when looking at Miami's schedule, it's similar with Tennessee. Some games could go one way, some games could go another way. I think the biggest thing is actually going to be the consistency of Tua. I was reading an article today that he threw 5 picks in,
Yeah,
training camp, but he was being aggressive. So, and you know what? In his first full season, he's still I don't say he's still a rookie because he's a sophomore, but he didn't
yeah,
play
yeah,
all last year. He does have a year under his belt, but he did not go through OTAs or training camp last year. He just kind of went straight
yeah.
into it. So it's tough, I think, for anyone just to go and get your sea legs in. So I think it's still going to be kind of a
Yeah.
developmental year for Tua a little bit. So that's why I kind of gave the edge to Tennessee, a little bit more of a veteran
Yeah, yeah.
group,
And there's a
fighting
big
for
Week
that last
18
spot.
game that I kind of have. It's for the number 2 spot in this division. It's New England at Miami, and so that's a big one for this division.